Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Natanas Likens. How are you doing today? So, you might be a little bit surprised to see that we are going to be back in Minecraft today. I've been I've been debating here lately what I was going to do because what I would like to stream is Path of Exile 2, like everybody else. However, after some experimentation and figuring out stuff, I realized that my computer just simply is not capable of handling running that along with running OBS. So I don't have a beefy enough system for it. And part of that is that our CPU is about 11 years out of date. So, yeah, our CPU is not powerful enough to run that. And it also appears now that I know that, it does explain why there's a few others that seem to not run as well when I'm trying to stream those at the same time as I'm playing them, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, we're gonna be back in Minecraft, just continuing the grind of working on the city. I've got a lot of cobblestone to put down. I was AFK at the cobblestone farm all night. It has not filled all the way up. I'm kind of disappointed in that, but the cobblestone farm that we made was a very, very simple one. It was not a massive amount of cobblestone that's being produced there, so it is what it is. I'm not too worried about it. We have been using quite a bit. I think I will run out before we get done with what we're working on. However, that's kind of a moot point because we also need to do a lot of mining and clearing out the area and everything and yada yada yada. You get the idea. The other thing we really need to do is I am desperately in need of granite. There's a few different ways I could get granite, but we're probably just going to go off mining somewhere and try to get all the granite we need that way. I don't know if we'll get to that today. We're pretty much going to be just laying a ton of cobblestone. I know that's not terribly exciting or anything. It's just that's what I've been doing the last couple of days. I figure I might as well continue on that, seeing as I don't have any ideas for what I'm going to do to replace what we were doing on Thursdays. So, for those that don't remember, we were playing Alien Isolation. We are now done with that. And I wanted to go back to playing V Rising, but V Rising's not wanting to work for me. It is not loading anytime I get into it. So it'll come up to the main menu and everything, and then when I try to load the world, it'll crash. So I'm not exactly too keen on continuing that. I thought maybe we could do more Destiny 2. The Destiny 2 seems to be taking the Monday spot, so I think I may just leave it there, which does mean, we got less time to actually get any rewards towards the free portion of the battle pass, which I'm not too worried about. I don't really care too much about that. Again, if you are new to my streams and my videos, I don't like battle passes. I especially don't like anything that requires me to pay for content that I may or may not ever unlock. Now, it's different if I pay for if I pay for a DLC that I never really played through a lot of, which I've done several times. There's DLCs for Skyrim and the Fallout series that I've never touched, even though I own them. There's something about a battle pass where you only have X amount of time to try and earn everything, and then the battle pass goes away, and so do the items. You'll never see them again. It doesn't set well with me. I do not like how that works. So over here is where we are working. This is what we've been working on for, I don't know, a couple months now. That figures the dogs are going crazy downstairs. That's what I get for not bringing up the two girls. But yeah, so we've been working on this for a couple months now. You can see that I've got some streets laid out, and this area is not nearly as big as I thought it would be. It's feeling kind of small now, but that's fine. We'll eventually expand out and everything and get a lot more area, especially for this area. So it actually somewhere over there, I've got the road extended out. And it actually cuts through this a little bit further than I initially had measured out. So apparently my measurements were incorrect. Same goes for over here. I have moved one of the beacons back there. I feel like we're probably going to need 3 beacons. So at some point I do need to get another beacon made up. So we need to get another wither star, which does mean we got to go wither hunting. I do think that I have 3 more skulls that we can use for summoning a wither again, but that's another thing that I haven't worked on too much is the wither skeleton farm has not really progressed since I last left off with it. And with that we were in the middle of making the giant platforms so that we had spawning area for all the withers. That is, as of yet, unfinished. It is still sitting there, not really much going on with that. It's gonna take a while. Like all of this is gonna take a while. I know it's been several years since I started this project. It's been at least it's been at least 4 years. I think it's been 6 years since I started this world, and the most we've gotten towards the city is 1, 2, 3 builds. Come over here and show you the other building. It's just right over here. Yeah, build number 3. So we've got 3 buildings in our city. That's it. We haven't even laid down the foundation for the roads, which is what I've been kind of grinding away at. I know it's just going to take time and everything. And for other people, they probably would have gotten a lot further. However, those other people do nothing but stream and play Minecraft. I've had to do several other things from working ridiculous hour jobs and everything. That yeah, this project's just it's just taking a while. The other part of the problem is actually coming up with ideas for what I want done in certain areas. We got a whole set of blocks missing there. How how do I have a whole set of blocks missing? Oh well. Well, maybe I'll remember that. And if you are on YouTube and you see this, like, leave me a message. Remind me to fix that. I don't know which side of the building this is. I don't have a compass. So anyway, with that being said, let's just get on with placing a whole bunch more cobble. A whole bunch more. So the reason for this is we are actually flattening all this out to put our various builds on. Originally, I was wanting to put a baseball stadium over here. I felt like that would be kind of a steampunk thing to have, a baseball stadium. Specifically, I want to try and recreate Busch Stadium. If you did not know, I am a Cardinals fan. That's why I said Busch Stadium. But some of the measurements have determined that that's not what's going to happen. So, realistically, there's a feature that I want to put in between one of these rows. It's just like a sewer system, which would be roughly about here, and then you'd have another road there, and then another set of sidewalk blocks over there, which is kind of a bummer because if we look, this is where the river is running through. I was hoping to keep this river right through this area, and it's perfectly in the way for what I wanted to do. We may end up using that as kind of a sewer system pipe pathway or whatever. I'm not exactly sure. We'll have to figure out, like, once we get a little bit further on the project and plan out the area and everything. You can see I've dug through all of this. I didn't really need to. I just went ahead and did it anyway because I knew there was going to be stuff beyond this point. However, again, my measurements seem to have been a little off because this is not far enough. Because there's supposed to be a whole nother section right here somewhere. So we're gonna go way out that way, apparently. A little bit further than I initially had planned. And on the sides too, we are not far enough. So we got a lot of work to do as far as just prepping the area. It's going to take a long, long time to prep all this. Without further ado though, let's just go ahead and start doing this. I would like to put some music on, but we've I don't really have a good playlist that I can get away with as far as nothing being copyright. I was trying to do like copyright free music. However, the commercials kind of destroy that. Uh, there's no real point in using the copyright free stuff if commercials are just going to come along and just completely destroy doing that. So we'll figure that out at some point in the future. I've been looking around for different things and trying different things, but we still get hit with copyright issues here on Twitch and on YouTube. At this point, I'm not really sure what I need to do in order to take care of that issue. Other than like downloading an entire library and putting that on shuffle. I would like to use my Apple account, but it doesn't seem like that's going to work very well. And I was using Spotify there for a minute, but you gotta pay for your Spotify in order to not have commercials, which I feel like just completely defeats the point. I'm not really sure what we're gonna do with that. I've looked into it and I've looked into it and I've followed avenues that other people have suggested, and then come to find out, oh, you're suggesting this because you're sponsored by them, which means that they are actually paying for your account, so you don't have to put up with commercials and get to use that. Yeah, great. I can't do that. Not gonna work very well. And as always, I'm just kind of grasping at straws here for something to talk about. Is this really quiet? Oh, I do remember that I turned off the music for Minecraft. That's probably part of it. That does sound very, very, very low, though. I can't actually hear the blocks being placed. There you go. Now you can hear it. You know, maybe one day we'll get far enough in this process where it actually is self-sufficient. I'm still hopeful about that. I was sharing a fortune cookie that I got the other day. It said, "You will find success in the entertainment industry, in a entertainment career." I don't really believe in those. I just think that it's kind of funny that I've been getting those, and I used to think that coincidences don't happen. Everything happens for a reason. Yeah, now not so much. I don't think there's a reason for any of it. It's just a bloody coincidence. I've been getting a lot of those. for a very long time. Just things seem like they're falling into the right place, and then next thing you know, it's the reality is that everything's in the wrong place. Nothing's where it's supposed to be. Things are not quite what they appeared to be or appeared or seemed to be or anything. Like even this. Like we've been streaming for I don't know, 7 years. We've been streaming on and off, and we're still not even affiliated because we never have at least 3 people chatting. Which, in order to get affiliated, you have to have a an average of 3 people chatting per stream. And for 7 years, we might get one person. I think we had 2 the other day, and then that quickly ended up being 1. So you can't even get affiliated that way. And YouTube just is going nowhere. We're actually going backwards on YouTube. I thought we are getting closer, and it seems like we are getting further away. We were at 80 followers, 80 subscribers, and then it dropped down to 79. We're not hitting 100 by the end of the year. It's just not going to happen. I was really, really hopeful that it would, but it's clear to me that it's never going to happen. At this point, I don't even know what it would take to get past 100. You would think after 3 years we would have passed 100 already. But between life circumstances and limitations on when I could make videos and everything, or even do this, it's not looking good. We've basically gotten nowhere very quickly. And then there's the hardware limitations. Like I was saying about Path of Exile, like we can't even play that properly because the CPU just isn't enough in this PC. The graphics card is usable. It's the CPU. It's always one thing or another. It's like the trinity of content creation. Either you got the hardware and the software, but you don't have the time, or well, that's not exactly what I was thinking originally. So it's more like 4 things, like the quad, like hardware, software, the time, and the creativity. There for a while, I was suffering from the lack of creativity, and I had everything else in place. And before that, I was missing the hardware. I was missing the hardware and the time. I didn't have the time to do anything. And then I got the hardware, I had some of the software, and I had the creativity. The problem was I didn't have the time. And now it's gotten to, well, I've got the time, I've got the creativity for it, but now my hardware is out of date and can't keep up. I mean, if I kept doing Minecraft, that'd be a different story, but this is just not going anywhere. And considering some of the issues that I've talked about previously with what I was doing with the series and where that's going, it's that I'm not really at a creative dead end. I'm at a point where I'm like, well, I don't really know what to do here. If I continue it, I can't continue it the way I was doing, which means that I would technically have to retcon everything I did. Which I've already started kind of doing that in my own head, like completely cutting out that group of people. I mean, the story still stands even without them. The story of a intergalactic cleaner who goes in and cleans up messes, hired as a mercenary to go and check out what is going on the outer edges of the Minecraft verse, and then gets stuck in some kind of temporal rift and is now like stuck just traveling universes. However, on that note, I don't feel like continuing it either because we just weren't pulling in the numbers that I thought we should be. Doing an epic story like that and everything within Minecraft, making it a part of the series, it just felt like, 20, 30 views an episode just wasn't worth the effort. It's kind of like what we're doing here. It stopped feeling like the effort was worth it because we're not seeing any kind of return on the effort that we're putting in. Things are changing, things are taking shape, but I don't know, is it actually looking better? Well, I mean, it's not looking better. We're making something that looks good by completely changing the entire environment, turning it into a city. Or at least that's the goal. As far as how long that goal is going to take, well, that just depends on life. That's why we're like 4 or 6 years deep into this world. And that's also why it seems like not a whole lot has been done. I mean, we got unfinished builds all over the place. It's mostly the time. Like, a lot of this takes time. And it takes a lot of time. We had to set up infrastructure for certain things, like getting farms running, like getting iron farms running, getting food farms going, getting a prismarine farm going, gold farm. We have a hoglin farm, which I need to fix. You got a copper. We got like 3 copper farms. We got some other farms too that we still haven't done. Like I said earlier, we haven't finished Wither Skeleton Farm yet. That's been on the back burner for a couple years now. The groundwork is put in for it, it's just not finished. The Prismarine farm is done, I just haven't decorated it. Because we were supposed to build like a steampunk style oil rig around it, and I just haven't done it. I hadn't even looked at the inspiration for that in a while and tried it out in creative. It got to the point with all the videos and everything I was doing, and even here on Twitch, like where I'm just disheartened. What's the point of all the effort if it's literally going nowhere? Not to mention, part of my original reasoning is now the exact opposite of what it was. I had a reason for wanting to do a lot of this, and that reason is completely gone due to some messages and things that were done over on X about 2-3 years ago. And it does involve those people. I just have no desire to try and reach towards that again. There was a goal, there was a purpose, but that goal and that purpose is long since dead. I don't know if we're going to finish this section before we're completely out of cobblestone. Because we got to do that entire area there. I haven't gone around the corner yet. And then we got some back here filled. You can see the gray there. I will say it's starting to make a really weird visual effect when you're looking at it. And as big as this area is, it is starting to feel a little bit too small. So our city may end up being much bigger than I originally planned. One of the other areas I was thinking that we wouldn't have to expand to is way out here in this portion of the desert. But as you can see, I did start a road there, which means we're probably going to take over this village right here, and then back over to here somewhere where I was clearing out dirt for my needs for dirt. We got a lot more terraforming in other places to do. And I will show you that here in a minute. Let's see if I can land here. Yeah, we'll look at the other terraforming here in a second. For now, I do apologize about this. We were only 30 minutes in, but I have got to go use the restroom. I'll be right back. alright. Sorry about that. That was bad timing. Oh yeah, the terraforming. So we still got a lot left to do over this way as far as terraforming. So a few things that I want to do, I need to put a build around this so I can work there peacefully. Though I haven't really bothered to use that tree farm in a while. So that tree farm is going to make mud and clay for us for any kind of needs that I could possibly have. It's also going to produce some wood. I'm not too concerned with the wood. We've been getting a lot chopping down trees, so yeah, we got that going on. That's just a viewing platform if you're not familiar. And then we've got my trees over here where I was planting lots and lots of spruce trees. I was specifically trying to spread out the podzol everywhere here. In hindsight, not necessary for the build. I just wanted to do it. So we've still got to extend the dock area. I've only done like this section here and around there, and then we got to go all the way down this area. And this goes on for a little ways. This goes all around this section here. So we still got to do all of this. And then it comes on around to here. As you can see, I did fill in all the dirt. That's why I needed so much dirt, because we were filling that in with dirt. That was before I decided, we're gonna just mass produce cobblestone. This does eventually like level out to about here, so that you got like this little river area here is kind of flush with the rest of everything, like normal. I don't know what's going on with the grids visually. So we got all of that to do. Over here, I was starting to make a farm area right here, but I just kind of stopped doing it, and I'm kind of glad because as I was expanding where the roads are going to go and everything, I realized that that area is not going to work for a farming area. And then I was like, we got this massive area over here. I could use this for farmland. So we've got a massive wheat farm started here. I don't think I'm going to do anything else over here, like do a pumpkin farm or a carrot farm or anything. I think it's just going to be wheat. We don't really need it. It's not necessary for everything that we are doing. So this is going to be more aesthetic than anything. And then eventually we got this village that's right here. I think eventually this will be where I put a farm house and like an actual house for the farm. So eventually that will be a thing. This mountain here, I'm still debating on if I'm going to take it down or not. One of the things I was planning on doing is we were going to put a theater here, and I was thinking of modeling the theater after the Muppet show. That's why if you've seen any of the heads in my heads collection, which I do need to go and fix because I need to remove those people from my heads. Uh, we do have some of the Muppets in there. We don't have all of them. I don't think all of them are listed as possible heads that you can get. So, yeah, I'm thinking we will put a theater over there. I still don't know if I want to like squeeze it into this section here or if I want to take out this mountain and make it bigger. We'll see. I haven't actually sat down and designed out the theater yet. I know many years have gone by, and I haven't done a lot of things. Like I was saying earlier, though, life gets in the way. You end up having to do things that you don't want to do and take away from being able to work on projects like this. And trust me, this is a massive project. because a lot of things need to be designed up and built, but that's fine. As far as I can tell, we'll forever just be on this solo world. That's it. And I don't see myself upgrading ever again. I don't like what they did in 1.20. 1.21 didn't add anything that I'm like, ooh, that's cool. I don't care about the trial chambers. Trial chambers to me is a waste of time. Like, there's nothing in them that are worth it. Even if you want to make an argument about getting the mace isn't worth it. That is such a niche weapon that really is only. I don't even think it's going to be that good in PvP, to be perfectly honest. It can lead to some fun mini games, but as I stated, this is a solo world. I don't have a reason to have that. Not to mention, the main thing is that I don't like some of the changes that were implemented in 1.20. I don't like the way that they changed netherite tools. That seems ridiculous to me. It was already not really a pain in the butt, but it was already like go off in search of a rare item in order to upgrade your diamond tools to netherite. And then they were like, oh, by the way, we're going to throw in yet another rare item that you have to use. I'm like, why did you have to upgrade the upgrade? Why did you have to make it more complicated than it needed to be? There was no reason to do it. The only reason they implement changes like that is you get all these YouTubers and streamers who are big, famous, and all they do is just sit around and play Minecraft all day. Start whining about it's too easy. This is way too easy to get when they can grind out something like that in like 12 hours in a single day. However, most of us in the real world, we might get 3 or 4 hours per day to try and do something like that. So what takes them a few uh like a day or two to do usually takes normal people like maybe anywhere from a week to a month. Sorry, that just doesn't even out. It doesn't feel fair to everybody if you're catering to the people that can just sit there and do it all day. And I made comments like that on somebody's Discord server, and people wanted to argue with me about that. I'm like, no, 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 no. I've seen this happen. That's exactly what happens. They listen to these people because they're the most outspoken. They're the big people that play this. But the difference is that these people get way more time to put their hands on it than everybody else. So, of course, if they're doing nothing nonstop for 24 hours, 7 days a week, they're going to get things done a lot quicker than the normal person does, regardless if you're school age or if you're a working adult. It doesn't matter which. You're still only getting a fraction of the time per day compared to them. And there's going to be days where you can't even access it. You can't touch it. Usually, if a streamer or YouTuber doesn't access it, it's not because they're busy with something else. It's because they don't feel like it. And you know what? I'm kind of tired of talking because nobody freaking listens anyway. Where's that video that I was listening to? Yeah, shut up. And see, this is the thing. We gotta make sure that we are skipping and muting all the commercials. There we go. All right, just to clarify, if I bring up that screen, just freeze for a second. That's because I'm trying to skip a commercial or something and make sure that we don't get hit with the copyright stuff. Though this particular thing of music, I don't even know if we will. I didn't stop it. I muted it. I didn't stop it. I don't know if this is copyright free or not, so we'll see. See, that's what I was talking about right there. We gotta be able to catch those. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit so that if somebody does stop by and wants to talk, they're not gonna have to like strain to hear me over the music. So hopefully, maybe somebody will come by and like let me know. But I've got to keep track of all that and make sure that I catch it. Now for you guys, the music's been turned down, but for me it's very, very loud in my ears, which is fine because I mean obviously like I'm doing right now, I can turn it down in my own ears. I don't actually like it that quiet though. But when I'm actually talking, like I want to be able to like hear it or hear myself. That is. Oh, out already. And yeah, I'm gonna stay kind of silent. I am gonna be here. Obviously, you're gonna see me moving around, but we're not gonna talk too much. We're just gonna lay blocks down, just kind of relax a little bit, chill, throw out some cobblestone because we got a lot to do still. Also think I'm gonna get a drink. Maybe put some more in there. It's fine for now. There's still like 3 more after this one. Yep, and catch the commercial. So excuse me for a second. Okay, commercial skipped. You know, this says 90 minutes of no vocals metal, but I think I played it for like an hour last night, and it's still not even halfway. looks like we need to go. I need to put a bed out there closer. The only thing is I don't like having a bed that's exposed. I've been blown up way too many times by creepers. I know it would be more exciting if this was in, like, hardcore or something. I just don't like doing hardcore. Because if I'm going to work on a big project like this, I don't want to lose it simply because I died. That'd be, like, ridiculous. One second. Wow. I hope I didn't miss anything there. Yeah, I just got a phone call. I had to quickly answer it. I'm glad a creeper didn't blow us up. And I don't know if I missed a commercial. Let's see, is there going to be a commercial? Yep. Come on, let me skip it. Okay, is it going to play? There it goes. That set of cobblestones done for? I don't think we'll get that corner finished. It's fine. Not gonna worry about too much. We've still got a lot left to do. Where? Right here. All of this is just going to take time. I don't even have a beacon this far out, so we're gonna have to move the other beacon at some point. So we still got a section there, so I'm thinking like the beacon. Well, I guess we'll take out this clump of dirt right here, and then we'll potentially move it over here. If I can fill all this in, we'll probably move it over here into this corner. That way it spreads across all these areas. Because we got multiple sections right here that we're going to have to clear out. In fact, if we run out of cobblestone, we will probably go ahead and mine down that one hill and probably do a little bit more work as far as hills are concerned. Or we could do some building. Because I haven't put in like the curbs on any of the roads yet. That way we can clean up the roads. As far as the actual builds and everything, maybe, maybe not. I'm kind of debating, like, so because it is Christmas time, we've watched a couple hundred versions of the Christmas Carol now, and I started thinking about, it's like, what time frame does a Christmas Carol happen in? Because I like the look of how all the buildings, all the homes are kind of crunched together. They're all like tight knit. It was a concern of mine with doing steampunk that a lot of steampunk buildings don't look like they would fit that close together. Um, and I started thinking about, I was like, what time frame does a Christmas Carol supposedly happen in? And to my surprise, it does happen in the Victorian era. And I was like, okay, so that kind of fits because Victorian era is what steampunk is based on. So as long as I feel like I'm meeting at least the Victorian era, I don't care if it doesn't completely look like it's steampunk. If it's close and it looks like it's Victorian, I'm okay with that. Minecraft is very, very limiting right now in being able to do certain things like making pipes. If I wanted that, I would probably just tack on the create mod, because the create mod has a lot of steampunk pipes in it. But I want to keep my world as vanilla. I'm not adding anything to it. So that does present a challenge when it comes to steampunk. I know there are ways around that, like you can make things look like pipes and everything, and I've been looking at that and looking at different builds in that area. It's just going to take time. That's part of the reason why I'm making the city, is to become a better builder. My, one of my goals is to one day like be a really good steampunk builder. But I'm not going to be able to do that without you guys following and supporting me along this journey. So if you're still here over on YouTube, think about subscribing because I really, really could use the support. And leave suggestions too. Like maybe there's a certain build that I need to look at, or maybe there's a world I need to look at to get some inspiration. I have some things in the work, but not everything. And sometimes I feel like what I've come up with isn't exactly the steampunk vibe. Like the one build over there that's it's supposed to be an apartment complex, like with like multiple rooms in it that you would see characters in that kind of time frame living in, like uh, Sherlock Holmes, like how his building is. He doesn't own the entire building; he owns one room inside that building. Or at least in some versions. Other versions, yeah, he does own the entire building. Some versions he does not. Okay, I think we're nearing the end of our cobblestone. I don't have enough back there to completely fill up, I don't think. But that's fine, because we got that section over there we're going to have to tear down. Is going to have a lot of cobblestone in it. And then I dug out this section here. So to right about here, we got to dig out just for where this section is supposed to end. That doesn't include the road beyond it. So all this mountain's got to come down too. So we will get more cobblestone. I got to do something about that lava down there too. Oh, it's a skeleton. I was very confused. It's like I saw something on fire. What was that? Yeah, so this building here, this is supposed to be a kind of apartment style building in a steampunk style. I don't think it fits. I don't think it fits that well. I mean, it does work, but I'm, I'm just not convinced that it feels steampunk enough. It almost feels like a cross between modern and Victorian. Okay, where did I leave off? We only have a couple of stacks left, so we are definitely not going to finish this section off. Again, I don't think we have enough back at my cobble farm to fill all of them up again.
I think I know what it is. Are you serious? Guys, thank you. Color that you wanted. How did you know this was gonna be? Yeah, I said this is the one you painted the eyes off the other day in the store.
Oh, commercial. Shoot. Completely missed that one. Maybe one day we'll get really far with this project. And for now, it's just slow going. There's no telling like how much cobblestone we'll end up putting down once we're even halfway done with the actual build itself. Now this is also not what I originally wanted to do. I wanted to originally like keep the terrain so there'd be dips and things inside the road. Like it wouldn't be completely flat. But as I was designing some of the buildings, like especially the residential section, I realized that I'm going to have to make it flat. Otherwise, I'm still going to have to do some terraforming in spots. And then when I got out here and I started flattening this area out, I realized that this area here was all like very low. Like there's 3 layers of blocks down there. So this was effectively 6 blocks below what I am calling the base layer. 6 blocks. So I had to fill all of this in. Now I could cheat and not fill it in. We could just do the whole like make a flat platform across everything. But I feel like, this is Minecraft. We can make an infinite number of cobblestone. Why would I do that and risk creating a huge spawning issue? Like have all these crevices where creatures can spawn in. Instead, let's just take the extra time to make a lot of cobblestone and just fill it all in. That way, there's no worry about things spawning where they shouldn't. I see bigger YouTube channels do that all the time where they make these giant platforms and then they just have a mob farm underneath their build, which actually causes more harm than good. It causes harm for the server and it causes harm for the build itself. Which, again, we're not on a server, so I'm not too concerned with that. I just think that some of them are. They're not taking the time. They're in too much of a hurry to get things done. And on top of that, when they aren't in a hurry to get things done, their content becomes very, very boring. And it gets stale very quickly. I'm also a big fan of making videos that you actually do something, like you build something. If they aren't building something, then what's the point of the video?
Clearer skin at 4 months, and the majority stayed clearer at 5 years.
Serious allergic reactions may
Unless it's something else within Minecraft.
Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, or if you had a vaccine or plan to.
Emerge as you. Emerge Trimfiant. Ask your doctor about Trimfia.
Okay, so that's almost all of it. I think there's like 4 or 5 stacks left. Nope, there's 1 stack. Oh, I missed the stupid commercial. Oh well. And there you go. That's all the cobble we have for now. I do think we have a little bit more that we can fill it up, but I don't feel like we should do that right this second. It's gonna take more time for me to build up the cobble again. I was kind of surprised, like, I was AFK over here for at least 6, 7 hours, and we didn't fill up our... Oh. I was wondering what that noise was. I was like, that wasn't a creeper. I wish this would work on those. I gotta manually select them all. So we only managed to get to, like, right about here. So we'll fill these all up. We'll move them back over there, but we aren't going to continue that. We're going to move on to something else. I'll have to go fill up. I'll have to fill this system up later. Because that's going to take several hours of AFKing. This kind of, again, I was very, very surprised that it didn't fill up after. I don't know, 7, 8 hours. But then again, this system was never meant to be fast. It was just meant to work. It was pretty much an experiment. Like, I wanted to make my own cobble and basalt farm. And that side's basalt, you can see that. So it was just like a thought process of how do I automate this and make it like fully automated. Because there were some technical issues, like I couldn't just have the blocks had to break at some point, and I need to get them pushed so far. And I was like, okay, so I need to be able to push these so far, then have it break. So first things first, I need to figure out how to push them in and get them to a blast point where everything gets destroyed. And once I got that figured out, then I realized that I had an issue where this was moving faster than they were getting blown up. So I needed a system that could actually restart the process of making cobble and basalt without any extra input. Like, without me going over there and like doing something else, how do I make it to where this is just going to restart itself? And eventually I just came up with the idea like we'll make it to where it's automatic, and then at a certain point it'll restart the system. That's what this line is here. So the signal loops through here and around here. That sends a signal up to the TNT dupers, which drops the TNT to explode the blocks. And then when it comes back around here, it sends a signal out to the pushers to reactivate. So as long as these are actively producing whatever material, like that one's producing cobblestone, this one's producing basalt, as long as they are constantly actively making it, that signal is not needed. The problem is that once these get pushed out far enough, they block the signal from ever happening again. Because you can see there's a observer right there. So in order to restart the system, I had to take that signal off of that line, go in here, and then it activates the pushers, which then the observers will detect and be like, oh, we need to start pushing blocks again. It'll push blocks until it's at its max limit, and then it'll just stop. And then once that happens, the signal is probably about like right here. So it's getting ready to come back around and cause the pushers to activate again. And by that point, the TNT should have already dropped and blown up the materials so that we can collect them. All in all, it was a really fun experiment working with redstone. And it's probably my best machine that I've made. I'm really, really proud of my cobble and basalt farm. It's probably the first major machine that I made that just works. As Bezos would say. It just works. And I have suggested it and suggested and suggested it to certain people to use for their needs. People that aren't like redstone savvy. And they never did. I actually took a little bit of offense to that. I was like, are you kidding me? because they would continue making episodes complaining about needing basalt and everything. And I'm like, I've got a machine right here for you. Just use it. Build this, and there you go. Your problems are solved. Nope, never did. Okay, so these are all filled. I don't know why we went frame ratey there. Again, the whole issue there with everything spawning in like that, that's actually a CPU issue. The CPU just isn't strong enough to keep up. Graphics card is, CPU is not. I wish this would. I wish I could click this and just automatically grab them. Okay, I want to do some other things towards the city. I've had enough of putting down cobblestone for like weeks now. It's just taking forever. We'll get there eventually. Where is my... So this is going to be kind of the same thing where we're just putting down a whole bunch of these. Which I do believe gets cut off like right around here. I could have used something else for the curb. I don't really know why I went with stone bricks on here. We might even try and do some of them down here too. Try to get the roads looking a little bit better, clean them up some. I don't think there's any easy way for me to do this other than just clicking it. I was thinking we could do this, but that didn't... It seemed to slow down. This feels slightly slower. Okay, so that's that side. And come over here and do this again. I think we got some roads way out that way that actually need to be done. I think I started on one of them, like clearing out blocks and everything, and then I just stopped because I didn't have enough cobblestone at the time. I'm not even sure if we're gonna like add stuff to this at some point. Might. Oh no, one of the things I need to do is add lampposts in the city. I haven't quite made up my mind on the style of lamppost that I want to go with though. How did that even happen? Okay, let's make sure that there's no commercials. Yep. I heard it coming this time. I'm trying to pay attention to that and like skip these. I know I haven't been doing too good of a job on the last couple of them. Okay, that ends there. That's almost completely turned to grass now. I know eventually the entire thing will turn to grass, so I'm not too worried about it right this second. We got... that's not right. I don't have a, yeah, I need two. We might... Yeah, we got two right here. Never mind. There we go. Fixes that problem. I know somewhere over there I should have cobblestone stairs so we can do some of the roads. I'm not sure if I want to do the intersections to figure out what we're going to do for the intersections. Because I could do like what I did with one of them over there and just circle them around. I do think that it does work visually, but it also adds like a weird element to it. So if you went and looked at the town hall, there's actually a circle depression that goes around the town hall. It doesn't go to the outside. It doesn't turn off. It's just around the outside of it. Yeah, let's take a quick look over there so you can see what I'm talking about. I have no idea how to fix this either. It just, once you notice it, it's like, oh, wait, how? Find a good angle here. Ignore all the aging copper that I haven't picked up yet. Yeah, so look at this inner circle. It doesn't break off of where it is. It's just completely around the inner portion here. Now, these corners here break off. And that's supposed to go that way at some point, and I'll do the same thing over there. I just haven't done it yet. Same thing for here. This actually needs to be edged. Like I need to get it to bend. Same thing for that. But this inner one here doesn't do anything. It just goes around the town hall, and that's all it does.
Guys, thank you.
I guess that's just, a poor choice with the design of it. And I'm not too happy with the actual roads either. I would have liked to have used a different block. But as I was looking and looking and looking and trying things, I realized that there's a few problems. First and foremost, I have to have stairs and slabs to make it look right. No ifs, ands, or buts. If I don't have slabs and stairs, I can't use it. The second problem was any material that isn't cobblestone that I could use, such as deep slate, just looks too dark. It almost looks like it's asphalt, which wouldn't have been available to him at that time. So I just was like, I'm going to have to use cobblestone. There's no choice about it. Oh, commercial. Commercial.
I'm so excited.
I didn't get the entire commercial. We accidentally played some of that. Oh, well. Wait, what? Okay, where did we leave off? Okay, so I did this entire section. I think I was working on the... Yeah, I was getting ready to do the other side. No. Okay, there's that. Yeah, this section over here, I hadn't finished doing all the road work. You can see where I kind of started it, and we've still got this beacon over here. I would like to move that beacon over there in that corner, which I'll have to finish the cobblestone to put it where I want it. For now, we're going to put all of this in, get all of the all of the curbs done that we currently have. We got a lot more to add, but this will at least be some of it done. So you can kind of start seeing the vision. I'm not even sure why I went with the granite uh, sidewalks. It was just something that I started doing, and I just kind of stuck with it. Not exactly an amazing thing to do, but I liked it enough that I was just like, we're just going to stick with it. Yeah, see, this side, I've barely gotten anything done over here. We got like this one little small section here, and that's it. I think this side goes back further. It doesn't go to its full length yet. We've got to tear down a lot of mountain that way. So you can see that we go back to that mountain. And then, I did that cutout there that shows you approximately where it would end, encasing this entire area. Okay, good. I just skipped. Now, thinking about it, because I've wanted to do the whole sewer system over there, this area is not going to work for where I want to put the baseball stadium. So we're definitely going to have to expand the city outward more, and I guess, like, probably the next major section. I still got to work on it. I hadn't even designed it, so I don't know what the dimensions need to be. There's a lot of things that I haven't worked out because the dimensions aren't. I haven't worked out the dimensions. Like, there's a whole section over there that's way bigger than I originally intended. Oop, commercial. There's a whole section over there that is way bigger than I intended because I just was building. I didn't really care where I was going. I was just doing the stuff, trying to figure out what I wanted. We're almost out of stairs. We'll have to go back that way in a second anyway. Let's just use these up, then we'll come back. So, yeah, this section here, right through here, this is way bigger than I originally intended. I thought it was going to be smaller, and then when I initially set up this intersection here, I didn't realize just how big I had made this section. But to be fair, there was a mountain right here, and I tore it down. So now we've got way more area right through here than I originally planned for. So we're going to have to come up with some builds to put there. I have some thoughts on that. I'm not really sure what we're going to do, though. The same goes for some sections over here. Like, I know over that way I want to put in some, like, butcher shops and things. Over here, I'm not really sure. I keep thinking that we're going to put, like, a pub right here. So that may be something we do. Again, I mentioned this earlier. I want to put a theater right there. And then that section that we keep flying over where there's blocks laid out, that's going to be a bank at some point. Okay, so that's all of those stone. That should be enough. Should be. I mean, considering we don't even have all the area cleared out so we can put all the sidewalks in. Apparently, I've got a small section of road that needs to be finished over here. Yeah, I wasn't too worried about this because we still got to tear down this mountain here. which I may still do. Oh no, that's not the one I was thinking about. This one is the one I was thinking about. May do that today, maybe not. Get out of the way. I'm missing a block right there. That's interesting. I wonder how I missed that. Okay, there's this. Go on to the next section. I should have enough stone brick stairs. Even if I don't, I've got more than enough stone in various places. I think there's more stone over. I found some chests the other day. I think there's more stone over there. I didn't realize how much I've got, and then over here in the town hall, there's a storage area for stone. Because I was getting so much like tearing this area apart. There for a while, I did have plenty of cobblestone too, but then we used it all up trying to make all the roads. Even though there's gaps in it, we were still using more than we had. Nighttime again. Yeah, we should have enough to finish off what we are currently doing. Hmm. I got a hole there. I need to patch the hole. We don't want anything spawning in places. So that's why I've been filling everything in. Okay, we're almost to the end of this section. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do the road over here. Am I going to... I need to do some things differently occasionally. That way it doesn't look all the samey. Like it's all like planned out sections. It needs to kind of flow naturally and have areas where you can't get through or you gotta turn, you gotta go down a different road, and things like that. I'm thinking this one was gonna be the first one that we do like that. Like it's not gonna go right. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it so it doesn't go right, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure out a couple of different things. It's not going to be today. It will be eventually. Uh-oh, we got some eggs. We will do the whole wish thing here in a minute. Hack.
Hi, I'm Sunny Anderson. I have a TV show, I have a cookbook, and I also have ulcerative colitis. And I'll tell you, getting to the point where I can be this open about my UC was quite the journey.
Okay, so
Along the
that's
way,
this
I
done.
learned that
We didn't
sharing
use
what
up
you've been
all of
through
the
can help empower others.
stone
So I thought
like
some
I thought
friends
we
and
would.
I would share a little bit about our
Make a
personal
wish!
experiences.
No
I'm at my best
wish.
when I'm in the kitchen, creating meals
So
and
that's
sharing them
got
with the
all of
people I
that
love
done,
is what
except for
fills me with
that
joy.
spot right there.
Whenever I
And
have
now that I'm
UC,
thinking about
I
it, there
try not to
was
let
a
my kids ruin my
missing
passion. So when UC
granite. I think
symptoms were
it's
out of
over
control,
here.
it was isolating. I was lucky. My dad's a doctor. He encouraged me to be open with my
Yeah,
gastroenterologist.
right there.
And that's exactly what I did. I opened up. I talked about my symptoms, my needs, my care preferences, all of it. I also found resources and encouragement that helped me learn to live with UC. By partnering with my
Just
doctor, I
grab
was able to get my UC under control and shifted my focus to what's important to me.
grab
I
2
worked
dirt,
hard,
fill that spot
started
in.
a catering business, and was fortunate enough to star in my own cooking TV show. I try not to let UC take my joy. Live for you, not UC.
So somewhere over here. Yeah, here it is. And I just completely ignored that commercial. Great. So yeah, we got all this like lined out now. You can start to see it's taking some kind of shape. This line here I do need to get rid of eventually. I'm keeping it for now to understand the distances, but we need to work on that at some point. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go over to that one section of road and we're going to carve it out, reshape it. Excuse me. All right, that's all my bricks for buildings. I was thinking we were going to do a whole bunch of that at some point. I do have some. I want to do a little bit of experiment. I haven't actually tried that yet. Uh, you know what? We'll save that for a later date. I do need to get a whole bunch more deep slate tile though, because I think that is going to work for what I'm thinking. Why can't? There we go. So I'll say, why can't I sleep? So we're gonna come all the way down to this section. We're gonna start digging this out a little bit. Okay, technically that can stay. Oh wait, no. That'd be the section. I don't know why I just did that. Yeah, this would be what's dug out. We're not gonna worry about that too much. This can go away. I'm not sure how much of this can go away. We're just gonna do all of it. So technically, let's just go ahead and get a filling for this. So those two can go bye-bye. No. This does. I've done this wrong. So here,
Nobody can tell you how to treat yourself. But these are some really good suggestions.
As an Old Spice hair rescue worker, we're not
yes,
just rescuing
those
hair health and hairstyle.
1, 2,
We're
3.
rescuing the man beneath the hair. It's a real rush.
Then this can come out.
Old Spice styling products promote healthier, fuller, and more moisturized looking hair, all while helping you consistently achieve the perfect look. That's because they're blended with the perfect mix of ingredients for men's hair, and they're available in low, medium, and high holds with matte and low shine finishes. Old Spice styling products leave no residue and wash off your hands easily.
Every day is different, but luckily, we've got the best tools out there.
Hey, my eyes are down here.
Men have hair too. Rescue it with Old Spice styling products.
And it just dawned on me we missed another commercial. I'm getting kind of bad about that now. So we're gonna do the same thing over here. It's 2, skip, 1, 2, 3, skip, 1, 1, 2. So that even if I start on a different side, I know exactly where I'm going. We should be good on inventory space. Not entirely sure, but we should be. I don't want to worry about this too much, however. I see no reason not to go ahead and, like, shape it up. Alright. Same thing here. So that would be 3 here, boink. I think we're gonna have to just go ahead and fill some of this in because we don't have enough space for some of the blocks. And we missed some more commercials, oh well. I should have inventory space now. I feel like we've used up. Yep, okay. That should be that. Let's just go ahead and finish some of this over here. Really bad about placement right now. Oh well. Did I see? Yeah, I did see a gap. We'll worry about putting up the dirt and other blocks here in a minute. Let's just go ahead and go sleep. Up. Landed. Whoops. Okay, what do I got? And the rest of that is dirt. I need to take all these seeds over to the farmland, get that taken care of. Why is there birch in there? And put this dirt up. We're gonna get more dirt here in a minute, so not a big deal. Man, if I had managed to land that, I would have been high. That would have been amazing. Trick landing like that, land underneath the beacon. That would have been really cool. Unfortunately, we didn't make it. I did see another block back there that we apparently missed. Like, give me that. I don't know if we're gonna have enough stone left over. We might. Alright, now just fill this road in. Oop. Okay, so we're out of stone. Cobblestone. I think I might have some cobblestone over here we can use for other things that is not going to affect our block filling. We need some for the road. And there should be more over here somewhere. Yeah, so we got stairs there. Well, I thought we had more. Yeah, okay. So we got stairs for... I thought I had just raw cobblestone over here. Apparently I don't. I got a bunch of stone right there in those 3 chests. But it's not cobble. I want to check over here because this may be cobble, this may be stone. I'm not really sure which one it is. Sometimes I use... yeah, it's just stone. Hmm. And all of this has been long since cleaned up from mining all that out. I could get more there. I want to check my actual storage system. Well, it's not a storage system, it's just storage. Here. Yeah, I don't have any. Okay, that's perfectly fine. Aside from these 2 things, I think we can just grab some from here. I don't know why we were still flying so fast there. That surprised me. Like, we shouldn't have been flying that fast. Yeah, we can grab some of that. That's fine. It's not gonna hurt anything. Ooh, what is going on with the lag? This is a solo world. I'm not playing with other people. There shouldn't be lag. Yeah, this beacon needs to move. You know, the only thing I don't have way out here is a crafting bench. Nope, nope, no, 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 no. Go away, commercial. Skip. I think I caught it. It looked like it was a Coca-Cola commercial. So that takes too long. It's good for like partial stacks where you know you're not going to make an entire thing, but when you're trying to do it in bulk, it just takes too long. I didn't need to make all those because we got more over there in one of the chests, but I didn't really know what to do with that stone that we grabbed because I thought we were going to need a lot more. And we ended up not needing that much. Okay, so we're going to go like right here and do this. That way we have started covering up some of the grass that is here. Oop. Have to fill that hole in. I'm surprised there's still holes around. I thought I filled in everything. I mean, I could have easily just put the stairs there, but I don't want to leave any kind of gap. Call me OCD on that. I know mobs can't spawn in that kind of gap, but still, I don't want the gaps there. Doobie doobie doo. Dun 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 dun. Okay, wait, that's the end of that one. Are we gonna get a commercial? Yes. Pause. Or mute. Go away. Okay, next song. And I'm back. Let's do that way first. One of the things that I plan on doing with this city too is the whole reason I looked for this seed is I wanted villagers in a taiga biome because I think when they updated the villagers to have a specific look, so they all look different. I think the taiga ones look the most like what steampunk characters would look like. So one of the things that I plan on doing is eventually we're going to change up the villager breeder, and we are just going to let them loose in the city. They can pick where they live. We'll put up things, and if creatures spawn in places, they're going to summon out golems. One of the things I would like to do is get a different skin for the golems. Get something a little more steampunk friendly for the golems. That's not going to be like anytime soon, though. We got a long ways to go before I get to the point where I'm like, okay, let's open the floodgates on villagers. I want to get a lot of infrastructure done for that. And by a lot of infrastructure, I mean like we need a lot more buildings, houses, and things. And the other problem is going to be like villagers going to certain places and picking up a job that I don't want them to have. Like we got a whole bunch of barrels on the town hall. I don't want them going to the barrels and becoming fishermen. I don't want that to be a thing. Now, if they settle out there along the coastline in that area, that's a different story. So there may be some like control as far as like what they can't access. Wow, we used up all of that? We didn't even get that far, I don't feel like. I thought that was gonna last a while. Alright, where's this one? Yeah, we're gonna use up a lot of cobblestone today. I'm wondering. Oh. So we've mined 84,000 stoned, broken times crafted times used. I think this is glitched. I think it's glitched. Really, I've crafted more bone meal than anything. I don't believe that for a second. I know my statistics are all jacked up. Some of these numbers should be much, much higher than what they actually are. Especially if we go here to creepers. I've only been killed 5 times. Yeah, that's not right. Trust me, that's not right. Like I said, my numbers got jacked up some time ago. Use up all of this and see how far that gets us. I don't think we're going to be able to do all the intersections. So no planning out the intersections and how they're going to turn and everything. I feel like I've gotten a lot of work done on the road system the last few days. It's not exactly perfect. It's not exactly glorious. But it's a lot of work done towards it. Like this was a flat field the other day, and now it's starting to look like a road system. So I don't really know where we should actually stop here, so I'm going to stop right there. That seems like a good spot. I guess this section is much shorter than I thought it was. Excuse me. I wish the button on my cable worked, because it's not muting me anymore if I flick it.
Need a hearty breakfast with a whole lot of flavor? Kodiak whole grain flapjacks is the stuff to save.
I'm not sure how far all of this cobblestone stairs is going to carry us.
Then this must be true.
I feel like we've already used up
It's
a good
wild what
chunk.
you and Kodiak flapjacks can do.
And I missed a commercial again. Sorry about that. When this comes over to YouTube later, it's not like I'm going to care. We're nowhere near getting to the point where we're monetized, so I don't know how long it's going to take to meet that. Or if we ever will. You know, life can be funny at times. It's major changes may come, major changes may not come. A lot of things in my own personal life have basically gone to shit. At some point, you would think that my luck would even out or get better. It just hasn't. It's just stayed shitty, to be perfectly honest. Where are we at? Right here. Oh, we got a long way to go before we got all this filled in. This would probably be a couple boxes worth of cobblestone stairs. I don't even know how those were placing. We were here and they were placing. How does that work? It shouldn't do that. That should have been blocked. I don't know why it let me place those. That's so weird. But we're gonna do a couple more rows here. We're gonna use up all of these, and then we are going to get off and take a lunch break and everything. There's nobody around. There's nobody in chat, so I don't see why not. Nobody's here. I mean, we generally do that anyway. very rarely. I know we've had Herb a few times and Violet have been here for us, chatting and everything. That's been it's very rare that something like that happens, so I don't mind ending early, taking a little bit of a lunch, and then coming back to it, see if we can get any kind of traction. I know breaking it up like that is probably a bad thing, but at the same time, like I just said, we're not getting people in here anyway to watch. I don't know if it's just bad time of day or what. I mean, we just don't get that many views. I don't want it out that far. We're gonna skip that for now. Like having it right here at this is fine. Let's do this other side. So we're gonna go right here.